See it moving?
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, 11 pounds of force.
Huh. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Here, top bit center.
That's there. These are there. These are there.
So it's
This
legit.
marking hitting it right there.
So it's in time.
It is in time.
Did not skip. Likely because he shut it off right away.
I think your knocking was this. Going.
The tensioner.
The tensioner just going bouncing.
You're probably right, yeah. I would say 14 or
Grips are oil too. This side has a lot of oil.
It was like a weird.
I just broke this bolt loose and it just fell from underneath the tensioner.
What?
This.
Yeah.
Not. I think it. Is that part
There's
of the
John's
tensioner?
what
I
the
think it
fuck.
is. Yeah. There's no bolts missing right there.
Yeah, I mean it's just a random nut. That's like an exhaust nut too.
It looks like not a Subaru.
Look on the back of the pulley. What do you think?
I don't know.
Oh, it goes right here.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Damn, that probably
Holy
could have been it.
It doesn't look.
The
nut
was
just
from the
fell
back
out.
of the tensioner itself. That's why
Oh.
the tensioner was loose. It's better than before.
Let's go.
Clamp it back to itself.
Real
And it feels like
Why is there like a straight line just going all the way across?
It's probably that rock I dropped in there.
Huh? Oh my god.
We're actually reusing everything.
It's totally okay. It's as a matter of fact so okay we're reusing gaskets.
we do have a ringland blown out.
A Ringland?
Yeah.
You think so?
Look at the ringland right there next to the board. That's gouged to hell, and there's a hole in it.
Why don't you look at that?
Everybody wants pictures. That's crazy. There's like a piece of the case just like pressed into the head.
What does it taste like?
That piston.
Starting to hold that from.
Okay.
Ow. Okay. All right, now where does it go? There you go. What do you got, Ian?
Light work.
Light work.
Yeah, I see how it is.
That's a problem. It's no good. What do we got here?
Well, that doesn't look good.
Wait, what? Wait, Wait, what? What am I seeing here? Is that? Oh no. Oh, that's a big gap. I don't think. There's some missing things there.
Uh-huh. Yeah. As they say, there's your problem. That's toasted. What's crazy is look at the bearings. The bearings look fine.
Look at the gap on that too.
Yeah. What we could be seeing on the thrust is, or for the crank walk, is as much as anything, you have all this debris that's now going through and causing wear. So that's what's coming out. Because I mean, these bearings don't look bad. Little wear.
It's not like all that
Yeah.
is gone.
So
You can use
can we
that.
take these
If you don't
pistons
use
out?
that, I'm gonna be mad.
Can we take these pistons out?
I will use it.
I want to see them.
Okay, Carter, you better. Oh my god. All right, we are back. The back is a little bit chaotic right now, so we've moved up front for kind of the wrap up, the resolution of the teardown of Spencer's engine.
Yes.
So, all right. So to me, Viet, the key takeaway for all of this, and there's a further discussion, but it is you got to tear it all the way down. You can't jump to any conclusions because at pretty much every turn, this engine has surprised us.
Yeah.
The wrinkle,
many surprises.
Yes, the wrinkle, if you did not catch it, the twist, if you will, is that this engine had a Gates timing belt kit on it.
Is that the twist?
I think, well, it's one of the twists.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess at this point, because you should have seen this by now, the knocking wasn't a bearing failure. It was actually the timing belt tensioner.
Yep.
So, but which is, I guess, totally unrelated to everything else that was going on. It's like this engine was about to have a spectacular failure in one of two separate ways. Or I guess it already did have a spectacular failure. Yeah. But there was about to be another one. And then at that point, I mean, who knows? I mean, so the challenge in coming through all of this is, well, now you've got to figure out the chicken and the egg problem, right? You want to look at all of the pieces, all of the wear, all of the damage, and you're trying to go back to, okay, well, what is the first thing that precipitated all of this to make sure that you can fix that? So maybe you go through what is all of the damaged components? What is the sum total of everything that we've seen?
All the damaged components?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, the pistons.
Yeah.
That's damaged.
Yes.
Heads are damaged. The block is kind of damaged, like on top of like the cylinders a little bit, where madness. That's probably like the major damage, right?
Well,
besides like timing stuff, right?
Okay, well, let's talk about the timing parts.
Yeah.
So the tensioner may have failed, but definitely the pulley on the tensioner was about to fall off.
Well, that and then also the small idler.
Small idler, yeah. It was also about to just literally just fall off the engine, which is probably, that's just in and of it, like that, it's totally unrelated.
Right.
Which is wild. So the good news is, as this thing goes back together, well, all new timing components, so that's good.
All those same parts are going back on though.
No, not reusing any of that stuff. But bearings. So the initial reaction was, oh, it looks like the thrust bearing walked, but it didn't.
Right. Well, initial was rod knock because of that noise.
Right, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. We dug in deeper. We took oil pan off, everything, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then looked at the block itself and saw all this like unfinished machining.
Yeah.
Self-machining.
Right.
I don't know.
Self-clearancing.
Yes.
Self-clearancing apparently going on, yeah.
But turns out it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was not crank walk.
Have to send a shout out to Clint at Turning Concepts, who was following everything and reached out and was like, hey man, check this, check that. And there is a little bit of wear on the thrust surface, the inner thrust surface, but even sent pictures to Clint and he said, yeah, it's probably fine. So does not look like the thrust bearing failed at all. Most of the mains look really good.
Yeah.
The number one main has some wear, but the rod bearings, even though it wasn't rod knock per se, the rod bearings looked like they were about to, they were definitely worn. They were about to go.
So the top rod bearings were showing wear, which means the sign of detonation of some sort.
Possibly, and or damage and wear. And it all comes back to, I guess, cylinder number 2 piston, which is the most damaged. It is the most destroyed.
Oh, yes.
Cylinder number 4 piston, the ringlands on the side are completely shot also. So basically there's ringland failure on both number 2 and 4 pistons.
And I think on one of the 1 and 3s, there was one that's
it was like right
starting
about
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you got all of this material coming through. I mean, the damage to the cylinder head looks like a piece of the ring or the piston itself that got jammed into the cylinder head.
Yeah. Yep.
So it seems like So trying to follow everything back to the source, it seems like some kind of detonation issue is what precipitated all the subsequent damage from happening.
I would have to agree, yes.
So then, for the cause of that, I mean, I guess there's one other step left, which is probably to get all the injectors tested.
Yeah.
Make sure that all the injectors are functioning properly. It could be a fueling issue. It could be the number 2 injector was not functioning properly, not flowing correctly, and then that would have leaned out that cylinder.
Yeah.
The other possibility, and to me this seems like a reasonably likely possibility, is that because of the drain issue with AOS, there was a lot more oil getting from the AOS into the intake. And I say that because Spencer said that, ever since he put this engine back together, it's been using a bit of oil. But especially on long trips, which you really shouldn't have with an oil separator.
Right.
And if you're getting all of that oil into the intake path, I mean, oil getting into the combustion chamber can lower the effective octane rating, and that can cause detonation.
Yes.
And some of the detonation that we see on these pistons is kind of spectacular, especially here on cylinder number 2, where, I mean, you've got big chunks
Yeah.
that are just like gone and destroyed. And there's actually some really serious heat markings coming all the way down on this other cylinder number 4 piston, where like something super hot was getting past all of the rings.
Yeah.
Into the piston, which is, I mean, it's probably what happened. And knowing that these are forged pistons, that all this happened. I mean, I think if you tell somebody with a Subaru that there's a ringland failure, the assumption would be stock pistons.
Right.
But these are forged Manley pistons.
Yeah.
So whatever happened, it was probably it probably would have taken out a stock piston long before all of this happened. I would have to guess.
I would say so. I mean, he was technically still drove the car if like the timing belt and tensioner was still good. I'm pretty sure he would have.
His parking spot. He just heard the ticking noise and assumed that it was bad things were happening. He had no idea.
Yeah.
How many bad things were
yeah.
like literally just waiting outside the door to go, gotcha, but didn't. So that's it. I mean, I don't know. If we continue, we're starting to get parts together to start putting the engine back together.
Yeah.
And a lot of like all the time components, those are all getting replaced. Oil pumps getting replaced. I mean, we're really to the point where we've got to start everything over new. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yep.
And we'll document that. But wanted to basically just really highlight here as things are coming fully apart and we're looking at everything. You've got to look at all of the parts. You've got to try and get as complete a picture as far as what has failed before you start putting anything together, so you can have as good of an idea as possible of what needs to be repaired.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just go off of just your initial thought.
Right. You can't look at whatever the first thing you think is wrong and assume that that's it, and then just stop there. You've got to really get as complete a picture as possible for the failure, and then go.
Yep.
Yeah. So where we're at. If we find anything else that jumps out at us, we'll let you know, certainly. But we're kind of to the point where now we're going to start, getting parts together for Spencer's car and start putting it back together. And so we'll do our best to document that process too, and maybe go into detail as far as we're putting it back together and picking the parts. And okay, well, what did we pick to go into the car and why, or for Spencer, why did he pick it?
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there. So thanks for your support as always. And until next time, stay tuned to Flatirons Tuning.